Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? And today we've got another video for you, and this one is a little bit different than normal. Normally, I like to have ideas and thoughts and expound on those and expand on those or expound. I think I've used expound. Let's just move on from that. And usually that's what I like to do. I like to present ideas and I like to kind of flesh them out. God damn, why am I? Anyway, and so I just like to usually, bring ideas, discuss those ideas, and kind of expand on them. On this one, it's kind of not like the opposite, but in this case, instead of sorry, that was my phone. Fantasy football. What are you gonna do? And so, completely just disrailed my train of thought. This video is more of like a list than normal. But anyway, these are the things that I like to do when I'm high. Obviously, there are more things that could be added to this list. This could be a multiple part video. I could make tons of these, or this could just be a one-time thing. We'll find out. But the first thing that I thought of was eating burritos, sushi, and meat. Those things are picked very, very, very specifically. The first one, the burrito. Now, when you get high and then you just have like this different ability to look at things, whether it be something physical like art or something like a situation, or whether it just be the way you like experience your food and like the whole experience of everything you do, whether it just be sitting there because you're listening, you're feeling whatever you're making contact with, whether it be the ground or nothing, just everything about it you experience differently when you're high. So the thing that I really like about burritos, especially like a Chipotle burrito or a Moe's burrito, not necessarily a fast food burrito, but like a big burrito that you can hold in both of your hands. And you take that bite into the burrito, and there are those different layers. And those different layers, of course, have their own taste, but they also have their own textures. And in your mouth, I love that feeling of like deciphering what is in this bite, and how are the beans coming, and like you feel each individual component of the burrito, but then you also feel this component that they melting pot into one. So like there's each individual thing, the thing that they create together, and then there's not just the thing that they create together, but the thing that it is together when it's inside of the tortilla, and you can feel the pocket of delicious Mexican treat in your mouth at the same time. How I feel about sushi is similar. It's the Asian version of this. Sushi, obviously there are different roles. There's, a myriad of different roles you could get: simple, complex, real, authentic, and fake. Anything with cream cheese in it's fake. But they have, there's the fish, there's the rice, and the nori, the seaweed. Those are the three things at least that sushi is going to have in it. You can also add other things like vegetables in there. You can also add other different types of fish. You can add different types of sauces. You can add, sometimes there are different things on the outside of the fish to add, more. Like there's sometimes, the fish eggs. Sometimes there's the I guess I covered it with the sauces, and just like the crunchy bits, the bits of panko breading. Just that experience, the way that these flavors again come into your mouth. Now, meat is a little bit different than those two. Meat is specific in that I like a raw. I like rare, like as rare as possible steaks, and you really can feel on your tongue and in your mouth the feeling of the meat that's slightly cool in the center, and the comparison of like the warm sear on the outside, and then the cooler meat on the inside, and how the texture changes from the sear to the smooth, almost still raw meat in the center, and just the way that those textures combine, and the way that you associate those flavors, and how those flavors change from being seared to being slightly still rare. I love that. I like to go look at photography books in the library, and in our school's library. I like to go into the stacks. I don't know if this is like just like a thing that everyone has, or if it's just something that that we specifically call our section, but we have all the research books, and we have them in stacks, and these stacks are movable. You spin a wheel on the outside, and the whole aisle of books moves forwards and backwards. I like to go sit in the stacks, make my own like little nook in in a stack in some random desolate part of the library on this basement floor. And I like to just kind of flip through photography books. I like to read and I like to look at all the pretty pictures and think about art and shit like that. I like to make brainstorming lists for school. I have to make a lot of these in general, just for my studio classes. You have to make a lot of brainstorming lists and turn those in, because you can't just say, oh, I had an idea and then I did it. So I make a lot of brainstorm lists to knock out a couple birds with one stone if you do them when they're high. Sometimes I like to make them about these commentary topics. Sometimes I like to make them about just life in general, just life things that aren't associated with videos or school or fun. It's just kind of things of making lists of different things in my life, not just like how many potatoes can I list, but like a list of like, okay, well, what do I need to do today? Or, what can I go do while I'm, like, what can I do today because I'm bored? Or like, it's just something like that. I like to make different lists of things I could do. I like to feel music that I'm listening to. The difference between listening to music and any other way is you definitely have an experience with the music. You feel like you're a part of the music. You feel like you understand the music a little bit more. It goes a little bit deeper, and you're able to experience it on a level that isn't surface deep. When you're experiencing music when you're high, it's a very connecting experience, and it's a very deep experience. If you're high enough, and that is one of that is a joy of mine, just being that high, listening to music, because it opens you up to just listening to the music in a different way that you normally didn't. And it also allows you to pay attention differently than normally. If you just listen to music, like it's in the background, obviously you're not going to absorb everything. And if you just kind of listen to it, like if you listen to the song over and over again, but then you listen to it again high, it's a different experience from that. Also, as you can imagine, I like to play video games because of that concentration that it adds. But that's all for this video. I can make plenty more of these lists of what I like to do when I'm high. If you enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe for more Modern Warfare Remastered.